Hey guys, so today is a quick tutorial on this look here featuring mostly the eyeshadow. I used some of my favorite eyeshadows, a little bit of glitter, and did a really simple face to complement it. I hope that you enjoy, and let's get started. I've already primed my eyes using my Smashbox eye primer. I'm going to take out my old favorite Viseart number 8 editorial palette. So first things first, I'm going to take the white shade with this flat brush and I'm going to set the primer everywhere from the underbrow area to the lash line. And the smoother this is, the more even it is, the better everything will turn out. This white shade is a little stark, but it will make the teal shade pop a little bit. Making sure to get underneath the eyes as well because I did put primer there. Now I'm going to go into the teal shade, blend back and forth into the crease. Now my crease is a little bit higher than my true crease just because I want to give myself plenty of lid space. But that all depends on your eye structure. I'm going to go into the white and blend that top edge. We want to create a nice gradient. You might notice I'm bringing the shadow all the way up to the front part of the brow. That's just the shape I want to create. You could always make this a little more wearable or subtle by keeping it closer to the crease. I'm going to blow out the lower lash line as well, connecting it to that upper shadow. Taking more of the white, blending that right into the lower part. And again, if you want to make this more subtle, you can skip blowing out the lower lash line quite so much. Okay, I'm taking a navy shade from over here. This is the Dark Mattes from Viseart. The same brush. Deepen this outer V area. By the way, the brush I'm using is the Morphe R39 blending brush. I'm taking my Morphe, this is from the Vegan collection, and continuing on with that navy shade. I just think it'll be a little bit more precise. Nobody does mattes quite like Viseart. If you're looking for bright shades, the editorial brights, I mean, come on. And it stays looking this bright throughout the entire wear time. So you don't have to worry about it changing colors, getting dull. It stinks when you put all this hard work and build up pigmentation and then like an hour later, the colors are just faded. A lot of times bright shadow looks only look so good because they are so bright, you know? Otherwise, you might as well go neutral and you can make it look so much more dramatic and fun in neutral tones than a semi-bright look. That's my thought, at least. Go big or go home. I'm going to take some of this green shade here with the first brush I was using, and I'm going to start to blend that right into this deep part of the eye socket. I'm going to take a little bit of the yellow just to brighten that shade a little bit more. And then going back in with my small brush and the navy shade we were using, I'm going to reinforce this outer portion, and then I'm going to make it a blown out halo eye. So I'm going to take a little bit in the inner corner in a second. I'm going to take a little bit of this navy that's slightly lighter, and I'm going to start to place this right underneath where we did the green. So not quite the deepest part of the eye socket, but more on the lid. Not quite the inner corner or the deep part, but right over here. Overlapping the green. Now just very lightly connecting the two. It might already be happening naturally. Let me go back to my first brush. This gap that we left here doesn't have to look smooth or even. It just needs to look smooth and even on the outside edge and throughout. Now I've got my lineup for my center of the lid. First I'm going to use ColourPop Super Shock Pressed Pigment Enslaved to Pink as a base. And you could totally leave it at this because the shade is bomb. But I'm just going to pat that right onto the center and then we'll blend it out. I mean, come on. That shade is just... wow. I bet this glows in the dark. I don't think it gets much brighter than this. I'm starting to sort of blend with my fingers, but we'll blend more with the brush. Just blending right around. The goal at this point is to make it nice and smooth right around, and then we can always freshen up the vibrancy that we lose from doing this. Just like this. So it's like a back and forth. You pat the pigments on, you blend it out, you pat it on, blend it out, just so that it looks blended but still vibrant. It's a give and take every time. I mean, how freaking cool is that? I'm going to take this shade and pop it down below. It's not nearly as intense when we use our brush, but it'll do. Alright loves, so now for the glitter. I'm going to use the Too Faced glitter glue. Hopefully this is good enough. I normally use my eye candy one, but I've been testing this guy out, so let's try it. Take it on my little finger and pat it right in the center. And then the glitter I'm going to be using is lavender from, I think this was Gorgeous Girl Cosmetics or something. It's a lavender blue iridescent chunky glitter. And we officially have fallout. This is why we do the eyes first. I don't know, you guys. I kind of like it with just the ColourPop pigment better. But since we've gotten this far, there's no turning back. So, gotta do the other eye. It's cute. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit more of the ColourPop Slave to Pink shade. I don't think I'm going to put glitter in the center of the bottom lash line, but you are more than welcome to do that if you so desire. And now that I've got glitter everywhere, I guess I'll run a kohl in my waterline. This one is the Marc Jacobs Out of the Blue, and it's a cobalt shade. You're welcome to use black or whatever color you think would suit this look. but I'm just going to do blue. Okay, and then finally I'm going to throw on some mascara. You're welcome to put on falsies if you'd like. I feel like the focus is definitely on the eyeshadow and I don't want to overwhelm the look or block the eyeshadow. So that's kind of my thoughts on that, but falsies would look beautiful. For foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Nude. Underneath this, I do have the Milk Makeup Blur Stick and some sunscreen and skincare. Now I'm taking my Amazing Cosmetics Concealer in Light Golden, and I'm going to just use a very tiny amount of this right where I need it. So right in this inner corner for sure. I have some dark spots over here, and then right where I have the most redness. I'm just using my hands because I want to really work it into the skin. I'm going for as natural a complexion as possible. For the most part, we're going to highlight, but I'm taking my pressed mineral powder in Luminous from Honeybee Gardens. And I'm just going to use this to set my face. And just a tiny bit of my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. Even though the Milk makeup did help minimize my pores, it didn't make them completely disappear. So we needed a little extra help. So for bronzer and blush, I'm taking my Becca palette that I just reviewed on my channel. And I'm going to take the bronzer, Bronze Bondi. I'm doing more of a true bronzing as opposed to a contour. And then for blush, I'm going to take a little bit of Winterberry. But for highlighter, we are switching away from that palette, and I'm going to show you this guy. So this is Double Take by NARS. This is the NARS Man Ray highlighter. Just going to do a light sweeping of this. And then for lips, I'm taking my Makeup Forever lipstick in M101, and it's a matte. And with a quick spritz of my Skindinavia finishing spray, we're done. Guys, so that is the final look. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're new, subscribe to join my Cake Face family. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.